Hi there everybody. Today I'm going to be working on another build separate from the other one I was working on. I did figure out what the problem was though. The power supply was not broken. It was because I didn't have the ATX plugged in. There's a 4-pin plug on the top of the motherboard where you power the motherboard from the PSU itself. Anyway, I found this motherboard at a junkyard dealer slash just a wholesaler really, and I'm going to dust it off, clean it up. And one of the plus sides of this purchase, it came with the battery. The guy said he tested it too, and this chip is not the same chip that I have, but it is the same version. But anyway, point said, it's a working motherboard with a chip and a battery that I got for $50. Great deal. So I'm gonna plug this baby in and test it. But first, I want to mount some kind of cooler unit to it after I clean it. So first we're gonna clean you up, and then after that, we're going to get you placed inside of a box. I do notice a little bit of damage here on some of the RAM holsters. It's not a particularly big deal for me because it'll still function. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this off, and then I'm going to get started. But I'm going to mute the audio because the computer duster is so loud it's going to pierce your ears. So just give me a moment. Now, I'm all done with that. It's a lot cleaner now. A lot of the dust is gone. You can see a visible difference, probably. I have some bad news as well. With the case that I had planned, came with tempered glass, and tempered glass broke. So tempered glass did what tempered glass does and broke on me, which really sucks, but that's alright. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to set this little guy down. So yes, unfortunately the tempered glass broke, but it's not the end of the world, because the main reason being, I am a tradesman at heart and I know how to build stuff. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to attempt to take a piece of sheet metal from Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm going to make a new door for this case, and I'm going to drill holes and screw it on. I'm hoping that I can find some plexiglass or something nice that looks decent and you can see inside of it, but I'll keep you updated on that and give you more details. The other cooler that is not to be named. Off camera, I reopened this up and I reseated the processor in its thermal paste. I hope I didn't break anything, but I know what I was doing, so I did it. Fresh paste on this thing, it's very old. I want to make sure it works properly, so if you're interested in learning more about how to do that, I can make a video about it. Just let me know. CPU has its own set of boards and circuits and things. So I'm just going to remove these fans and power cables and things. All this stuff. What we want to do is find this guy. And this guy just sits right in the back of the motherboard back here. I believe like this. And if it's the wrong way, I can always take it back out. But I would like to get it set. There we go. It's not really setting very well. Get in there. There you go. It should snap in 4 corners. And that lets you know that you've got it right. So these are our motherboard cables. These cables hook up and power audio, and from the case, command the motherboard to turn on. They're over here. I need this to kind of sit like out of my way. There we go. Perfect. This guy too. Basically push it till it sets like that. And then voila, you're done. You're done with that. So let's set the motherboard in, shall we? This is how you set a motherboard in a case. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That should be up. I'm just going to set this on the motherboard first and then mount it in. Oh, that's the problem. It's upside down. No? It could be the wrapping here actually is not compatible with this motherboard, so toss that. And just mount it as is, like this. It's fine. Like this. Totally natural to place the motherboard this way. Yep, just like that. Now we need some screws. And we're gonna set this thing. Trying to get the camera to refocus. USB. I'll probably plug stuff in. And I'm not going to take the CMOS battery out, which is this, because I don't want to reset BIOS. So I want to see if it works on its own. Because putting a new battery in is going to cost me money. And if this battery works, then there's literally like no purpose to it. This is the wrong screw. Oh, jeez. Of course. Fudge. Fudge, sickles. it's too late. No, I'm just playing. I could get it out. I will eventually. Most likely. Maybe. Possibly. Why are you not wearing a static wristband, Ian? Good question, you ask. I don't need one right now. Nothing is plugged in or powered. At this point in the process, I don't need a wristband for anything because my hands are not in need of a ground. So I didn't end up returning the Raid Max because it works. I was wrong. It worked correctly. These might actually be too big. These are for power supply. Let's try one of these. Like right here. That fits perfectly. Like it was made for it or something. There should be some more screw holes in here. Mounting bracket? I think I have one of those. Oh boy. Let me check on that before I get into this, because I forgot. If I want to use this new one, I need to see what's in here. So this just literally has pins on it that just go in straight in the motherboard, I believe. Looks like it already has a little bit of paste on it, which is interesting to me. So I'm curious. Oh, so this little guy here turns with this guy and it locks. So if I turn this way, close this down and clamp it, and then turn it again, it locks it in place. I can't pull it up. So I think all I need to do is just pull all of these up like this and not get thermal paste all over my hands. Make sure all of these guys are loose. They are. Okay, this is gonna be interesting, mounting this guy. So that is the plan. It's an LGA 1700 CPU cooler. I don't know if it'll work for this, but it's got to be able to do the same exact thing for any processor. Why not, right? Let's see if it even goes on here, if it fits. Like if I go like this. Yeah, all the little feet. Sit on the little, yeah, they all sit on the little holes, all the feet. That's awesome. So, as a precaution, before I mount this, I'm going to take this a step further. I'm going to give it an additional little bit of paste and my own touch of clean. So now that's dry, so I'm going to mount the processor cooling unit on top. Alright, now I'm using some MX4 Arctic thermal compound. Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. I'm not going to use as much as I did on the last one. I'm going to put it right in the middle. Just going to put a P, even smaller than a P this time. So we're going to go ahead and put this baby on. I'll make sure that before I mount this thing on here and commit to this deal, just want to make sure before I commit to. Alright, so this guy sits somewhere like this. So I've got all the little feet in their holes, and I think now all I do is just push them through. There you go. There it goes. Turn like this. Should rotate to the right. Why isn't it just going through the hole? There we go. Okay. Good deal. That's good. Good contact. I think that is in for sure. This one. Let's take this top off. There we go. I heard that. What was better that time? I don't know why, but it just works. I think we're just gonna have to test it to see. But it feels like it's on there good. Fan moves, all that, so I'm gonna test it and see what happens. Let's find out. So next thing we're gonna do is take the case cables, plug these in. Got an HD audio cable. This one's not as straightforward. Usually they're a lot more. USB. That's an easy one. Yeah, so that's fine. Now, the drive is right here. I got a solid state. HD audio. I gotta match the pins together, really. I think they kind of make them pretty similar. There we go. That goes there. I really don't like this thing. I'm just gonna leave that like right here. Now, This might get a little interesting. I think I need to take out another one of these panels back here. That's exactly what this is for. Interesting. Nice. No snap, but just as good. I saw it clamp. So we're good here. And it will sag if you don't give it support. Situate, yeah, that's good. I'm gonna plug some SATAs in so that I can get to those later. You can actually do whatever you want with this, really. You can... This is upside down. There you go. Ah, perfect. That's what I wanted. Ah, no. So I'm just screwing this in, basically. That's what I'm doing here. Like this. Cool. That's nice and snug. Sweet. Good deal. And tie all these together. This guy goes to the CPU. So you can go like this, and then come out right here. At the top. And then I'll show you how we plug that in. But first I want to get these. I'll just plug it in first. So, PCB, it's nice and snug. And then it says plus minus. You might be able to see it better like this. It says plus minus on there. You just match that. Let's stick a piece of RAM in here. That's right next to the... This is plugged in. Now I need to plug in the drive. There we go. So... Let's see if I can turn this away you can see it. There we go. I did that blind, but it worked. Cable. Here's the SATA cable. Basically just right here. SATA 1 is the drive, and it's going to go through there and then out back through the bottom to where the drive is. Pull SATA through on here. Nice. Like a dream. Still need on this one, but I don't know if I still have the adapter. I'm pretty sure this optical drive is actually broken, so I'm just gonna unplug it for now. So it looks like the drive is plugged in, this is plugged in, that's plugged in. There's a CMOS battery, a RAM stick, a fan with cooling paste on it. The ATX is plugged in. I want this to be outside like this. So let's see if it turns on. Yeah. Power button is over here somewhere on this side. Power switch might be in the wrong direction on the back. Let's try that. No juice. Yeah, it's that direction. And it fits too, perfectly. And get this thing rolling. Oh, the light's on. So the motherboard is on. So we're getting voltage to the motherboard. It's a good sign. Oops, wrong way. It goes like this. Alright, so I don't think that it was seated all the way on there. That has to be the reason why it's not working. It's a 750 series. It's not meant for this. Wherever there's fan power at. Where are we going? The RAM installed. That would help. I need to go get the correct cooling tower for this, which is an 1150 series chipset cooler. So I'm gonna go find one. Hopefully I can find one cheap. I will be back on when I do. And if you really enjoyed this video, you enjoyed it, please like, follow, sub, help me out grow this thing. Alright, well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, follow. I'll be back again on this build. I plan to finish it for sure. And we'll be getting this thing to power on. I know it works. just got to find the magic sauce for this thing, and I believe it's definitely got to be with this cooler. So